Hello and welcome to another video by Cheesoidski. As you probably noticed, this is something different. I'm on PlanetSide 2 with my friend Lewis, or Akimo in game. Say hello, Lewis.
Konnichiwa.
Or say konnichiwa. And we're going to be looking at the updates in PlanetSide 2, which are for the Liberator. There's 3 new guns: the L-24R Spur, the Dual 75 Duster, and the Hyena missile launcher. They're the 3 new ones. And the best way to demonstrate them is by Lewis spawning his aircraft we've prepared earlier. But I'll just take you through the damage stats of them. The Spur does 225 to 150 with a fire rate of 451. You can't really compare it to any of the other guns because it's just totally different. The Dual Duster does 900, and the Zephyr does 1,200, and the Dalton does 1,825, but it is still a good gun, this new one. And the missiles do 150 damage, which compared to the Walker, which does 130 damage, may not seem that good, but you'll see when we use it that they are actually all very good. It's just they're totally different, really, to what the game had before. So, right, now that Lewis has got the one with the correct gun, I can show you the new guns. So Lewis, take us over to where there are some enemies. Time for another jump cut! And we're back. Here are some lovely enemies, and I'll just sort of show you how the gun fires. It can be fired slowly and very accurately, as you can see by me harassing this harasser below us. Not actually super accurate if you fire a little too quick, but it's reasonably accurate. And now just let it reload, and attack this Prowler. And as you can see, the quicker you fire, the less accurate it becomes. This is quite good for like sort of clustering an area. So they'd be like, if there's a few soldiers, like that Sunder over there with a few people near it, you know, you sort of fired over at it, you know, you're likely to get a few kills and damage the Sunder as well at the same time if it wasn't a max, because it survived it. But you know,
that's why I like it.
It's
we've got a precision bomber. Now we've got a scatter bomber. All we need now is a carpet bomber and resources.
It can be used as a precision weapon. Like, I can... Well, not that precise, actually. But I can pretty much hit that max at this kind of range, you know, pretty damn near to it. So it's not as precise as some of the other belly guns for this vehicle, but it's very versatile. You can scatter an area, or you can do a precise shot, or whatever. What's your take on it, Lewis? Pretty similar, I'd imagine.
I reckon it's a pretty good gun in that you don't have to be too stationary or flying too slow, because you just sort of fire in the general direction. You don't have to, you can do flybys, whereas when you're in the Dalton, you need to be pretty stationary, pretty slow to actually get a precise shot on the target. That's what I like about the new Duster weapon.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of assists as opposed to with the Dalton, where you're going to get a lot of kills. But I think you're going to get more assists in this than you would kills in the other. So it's quite good for support, and it's good for clearing out an area, really. And yeah, as you can see by the footage of me actually shooting this while I'm talking to you, it can be very not accurate at this kind of range, but it's a good weapon. It can be used accurately, it can be used unaccurately. It's just an all-round gun. Anyway, now we'll jump cut to testing the back weapon. And we're back. Now to test the new rear gun. It's quite individual. It's it's a lock-on gun, really. Once he moves out of the way, I'll show you it. Well, here's just some basic shots. You can see how accurate it is. I'll try and take out these soldiers. You know, it's not super accurate, but it's reasonably accurate. Anyway, if I aim at the base of this tree over here, you'll actually see it's going to hit this mosquito with its lock-on. As you see, it really darts in and hits it. And I'm not aiming that near. I mean, if you look at me unscoped, I'm aiming quite far away from it, and it's locking on. Unlike the other one, it's not got 10, it's got 8 rounds, and both of the guns do have extended magazines in VR training, but we've kind of worked out that this is just a glitch because it's not available in game, and obviously you can't have extended magazines on this because it's just got 8 missile bays as such, so it can't have more.
We are talking about the PlanetSide 2 development team, and they do love defining laws of physics.
Yeah, I mean, we often find this with PlanetSide 2 updates, it's a bit buggy. But the weapon itself, as you've just seen from me, taking out of them, I think they're called mosquitoes, those little planes. I'm pretty bad with the name of things. It's powerful, isn't it?
It is pretty powerful, and it's a very good all-round weapon. In regards to like taking out vehicles and anti-aircraft, it is absolutely brilliant. In fact, I actually believe it's better than the Walker turret, in that when you're trying to escape and you're getting chased by a mosquito, obviously not a Reaver because we had a new conglomerate, you can take them out without having to be superbly accurate. So it is a very good anti-air turret, and when we were actually in game earlier on, we actually got killed by this turret by someone else. Who used it when we were in a Vanguard, and it took us out with not very much problem.
Yeah, this combined with the other turret are going to be quite good for taking out tanks. As you can see from me shooting at stuff, I mean, some things it doesn't seem to lock onto quite as well. I don't know if it's after more distance it locks on a bit better, really. But it's definitely locking on reasonably well to things. And
well, it is heat-seeking.
It's heat-seeking, and the other type of ray gun, which are bullet-based, I'd imagine if you got every shot on target, it would be better at taking out aircraft than this. But what are the odds of getting every shot on target? Do you know what I mean? Like, with the Walker turret, if you got every shot on target, it would kill something, I think, faster than this. But you're never going to do that, and this is good against tanks as well. As Lewis was saying, we got just taken out quite badly by one of these, and I think they had maybe a Dalton or something underneath, because when I got out, I got shot by the Dalton. So, yeah, it's a good all-rounder, and I'd say, without question, would you agree that this is just the new best rear gun for
I really think it is, because it's not just good against aircraft, it's also good against ground infantry and ground vehicles, so I do think it is essentially the best gun. But the Walker's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's not like with the belly gun, where the three guns, other than the default gun, which we can all agree is rubbish, the three belly guns, it looks good, but it's
rubbish. Good, but it's just crap.
Other than the three belly guns, which are really depends what you want. Like, if you want something for taking out just tanks, the Dalton's the best, and the Zephyr's good for anti-infantry if you want to definitely get the kill.
And I reckon the Duster's really good for just, if you want, basically you don't want to get hit by too much anti-aircraft weaponry. The Duster's the best because you don't have to be too stationary for any accurate kills. You can just be like, look, there's people over there, fire in that general direction.
I think a good use of the Duster, you'll see it being used for as well, is like I was saying before, is shooting at a Sunderer. You see a Sunderer, and you'll just aim at it, you'll hit the Sunderer a few times, and you'll get so many kills with all the people spawning around it. So that's a good use for it. But this is just definitely the best rear gun for this plane, without a doubt. Unless you are super accurate with the Walker or something, and you don't want something missile-based, you want to just be able to like bombard someone with constant low damage weapons, then obviously then it's better, but I can't think of any reason you want to do that, so I'd say this is the undisputed champion of the rear gun. And now we'll jump cut to showing you the new front gun. Right, now we'll show you the new front gun. You can either press the middle scroll wheel on the mouse to make it like be able to see you can look around in it, or you can press the zoom button, which is right click by default, and you can look around while your vehicle is stationary, or while it's flying, and just shoot at infantry or whatever you really want to shoot at. As you're really always the pilot, Lewis, you can talk about how this is particularly useful.
Well, I think it's pretty useful in that you don't actually have to... You don't have to be sitting there reading a magazine while your gunners are just doing their thing. You can actually help them out and shoot at infantry without having to tip your vehicle in ridiculous ways and then them getting all pissy at you just because you're trying to shoot at something with your main gun. As we've all done this with tank busts, it's like, oh, there's a tank in that direction, let's fire at it, and then your gunners are like, what the hell, why are you moving? I was going to get a kill there, and it stops them getting too pissy at you, really, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah, that wasn't always the issue when you had the tank buster. I mean, it was a good gun, but then if I was in one of the other two guns, I could then not shoot at anything as you were shooting at stuff with the tank buster. And of course, the Dalton is probably a better anti-tank gun than the tank buster. So this thing is good. I don't know what I'd say was the best, because I have used this a little bit, and I have used the tank buster a little bit, but not really either of them in game that much. Well, I've not used this one in game at all, and I don't know which I'd say was the best, really. This one is very good, like you said, Lewis, for when you're like, circling a base and your gunners are doing their thing and you want to be like getting in on some kills. I'd imagine with like, is it night vision or no heat vision? Is it, Lewis? Infrared or something? What's the one that you use? Thermal.
It's called thermal optics. It's called thermal optics, and if you're in range and see infantry we're using that, it will be pretty effective along with your gunners doing their thing as well. It's going to be a pretty big advantage to your team if you've got one of these fully kitted out flying around with some decent gunners and pilot.
Yeah, I think it's much like the belly gun. This, it really depends on your personal preference. It's good for circling bases, and if you've got a decent way of spotting the enemies, as we were talking about, then it's going to be good. But if you really want to be trying to get more tank-related kills or something like that, like if you're in very heavy, like tank-based combat, then of course the Tank Buster's a better gun. But if you want to be taking out infantry, then I'd say this was the better front gun. Would you agree with that pretty much, Lewis?
I will perfectly agree with that.
Right, and then I think that's pretty much it for the update. They've added a few new tinted glass things, and I've managed to crash this plane already. That's why I don't fly. I nicely demonstrated that. I've just made a bit of a fool of myself. I've not made any videos on PlanetSide actually, but you'll see as I start to make a few now that I'm starting to get back into the game. I do absolutely everything in game but fly. That's Lewis's forte. I'll just quickly show you the new glass and stuff like that for it just before we end the video off. Right, come on terminal, there we go. Change appearance. Right, so the new glass is this one. Wait, have I got that equipped already? I have done. Is one with like a I don't know what you call that. That kind of pattern on it. And there was some new camos as well, wasn't there, Lewis?
Yeah, there's the clover camo, there's the something
camo there.
Camo. I don't like the new camos. The ones before these new releases were a lot better.
Yeah, the new camos are a bit disappointing. There's a clover one. There's that one which looks really quite bad. This blue, like marine kind of camo. There we go. Sort of a blue dotty one, and this trash camo. I think that's the only one that actually is different to anything that's already been out before. So yeah, thanks to everyone, if anyone, who stayed listening for this long. Make sure to comment, rate and subscribe, and tune in next time for more PlanetSide 2 videos. And if you're wondering what else I make on my channel, I also make F1 videos and Minecraft videos, and just generally anything to do with PC gaming. So yeah, see you next time.